Hey you gorgeous viewer with an interest in fake animals that have magic powers. Did you personally know that I'm writing a book for you that you can buy if you want? It's got around 110 monsters, all weak enough that you can punch like a couple of times and then they just keel over dead, or form a long-lasting relationship with them. In addition to all the monsters, Stibble's Codex of Companions has a wealth of new mechanics. And everything I'm talking about is probably something that I'm working on while you're watching this video. It's a massive project, a completely new challenge for me, and I would greatly appreciate you supporting it, because you get a book out of it. It's just too bad that I also gotta make sick nasty YouTube videos like this one. If you're an epic gamer that munches on celery sticks and sips diet gamer fuel while splattering noobs like me, then you're probably familiar with mimics. Featured in literally hundreds of video games such as Dark Souls, Enter the Gungeon, Borderlands, Final Fantasy, Terraria, Ring Fit, your actual attic, your keyboard probably. I mean, these things are everywhere. Originally created by good old Gary Gygax in 1974, they have been an iconic mainstay in D&D and media without failure, and are the easiest thing to add to your dungeon in order to make your players say,
"Fuck you! I ain't having that shit!"
But, what the hell are they? They've transformed a lot, actually, so let's run through some iterations, and then I'm gonna borrow the big brain for a couple of seconds and use it to speculate about bad things, because... Era 1. These nasty little things started as cave dwellers who could not stand sunlight, and were divided into two types. Little friendly mimics that could talk if given food, and big ones that just kill you. They're shapeless gray beasts that turn into things that they have seen their prey interact with, limited to wood and stone. When touched, they excrete a glue-like substance to keep you nearby and fucking wallop you with a pseudopod until you're dead. Pseudopod, gastropod, cephalopod, airpod, pseudopodcast, and trademarked. Sorry. Era 2. They turned into a sort of defensive tool intentionally created by wizards to protect their treasure, by keeping the treasure in their mouths. Their size was restricted, which posed an interesting challenge to a mimic and its dimensions. Then they just went into further detail and elaborated on the two variants of common mimics and greater mimics. Wait, what the fuck? There's a space mimic? They had spells? Era 3. It was reclassified as an alien. They also became a little more sticky. Pathfinder. In this relative offshoot, a lot of authors got together and made a deep dive to reimagine several monsters, including the Mimic in Dungeon Denizens Revisited. They essentially just came up with several possible origins and gave them more in-depth biology. Era 4. No one played this. That's my controversy for this video, I hope you liked it. Era 5. That version of the game that celebrities played because it's a fantastic acting practice, and then random probability eventually gave me this fake job. Here, mimics are sort of compacted to be easily explained and used. They retain stickiness and the weird arm punches, but also got the ability to become any texture or color. And that's actually it, they're very basic monsters. No, wait, they're monstrosities now. Now sometimes you might ask yourself, what is a monstrosity? Well, that's because Wizards of the Coast doesn't know. It's a designated monster type for, I don't know what this thing is, I don't know what it wants, get off my back. I actually didn't know that some of them can still talk, which I'll use in my reimagining. So let's start that now. Strap yourself in. I'll wait. I assume you're at your desk, so go get like a belt or even a cincture or some rope and wrap it around yourself so you don't fall over and get hurt, because I care about you and these are dangerous times. So my first question to answer is gonna have to be, why do they even need to eat? If you're that avid of a predator, literally traveling vast distances with some of the worst locomotion, they basically reach forward and then spit out glue on their hand and pull their body forward like a worm. In order to eat every meal, you're burning excessive fuel. That explains their patience. It's similar to animals who can also shift up their pigments and then patiently wait for food without burning a whole lot of energy. So I wouldn't say they're very close to aliens who feed on thoughts. They tangibly burn calories. So I got to thinking, this weird slinky ass bitch cannot have a stomach, or any organs at all. Let me whip out my fake biology degree that I earned by getting a certificate in graphic design, so I could fake credentials in Photoshop, and bring your attention to the Portuguese man of war. It's a jellyfish, right? Well, you're wrong, you stupid bitch, it's a hydrozoan colony. Well, actually, kind of right, jellyfish is a weird class of animal and I was a little harsh. Anyways, they're the same as that fucking 1,000-foot-long worm that they found in the ocean like a month ago. That means that it's a poop ton of tiny little guys working together in a symbiotic relationship like Venom from Spider-Man. Venom, an amorphous, alien-like creature. Yeah, you smart, beautiful, handsome, dumbass idiot, that's my thesis. A mimic is not a single creature, it's a colony of polyps that are working together to earn their meals. Which makes them wildly more terrifying in my opinion. Normally, they're solitary hunters, but this theory opens up a gateway to a rare occurrence where colonies might merge together and doubling their memory capacity and their size. Oh, gross. That would mean that there's mimic mitosis. I also wanted to answer the question, how do they know what to become? How do they learn? I think gaining the memories of what you eat is a cool idea for aberrations, but it should be limited to mind flayers because it feels a lot like a writing cop-out. At that point, you're just simplifying two aspects of a creature into one. So I would think that mimics learn the exact same way that we do. Observation translated into imitation. The issue with mimic intelligence is that they don't think very hard. They see what works and they replicate it with the least amount of effort. You know, like stupid people. Actually, fuck you if you do this. Use your brain and think about why things work, then replicate them with mental effort. By doing that, you enrich the experience of your life instead of just earning money to buy food. Please don't be a mimic and think a little bit. However, a few mimics have the ability to think. That's why they learn languages. This means that the longer a mimic lives, the more information it gathers, and the smarter it becomes before entropy gives it some kind of Alzheimer's. I'd imagine their stages would go something like this. Mimic mitosis, where they get pooped out by another mimic. Seeing an adventurer open a chest. Mimicking the chest to eat the next adventurer that comes by. As time passes, they see more adventurers open doors now that the chests are empty, becoming a door and trapping more adventurers. Time passes and more time passes. Adventurers might stop coming here, but by that time, they've learned speech patterns and better locomotion. They can now grow legs, arms, a head, a big swinging dick for anatomical accuracy, and eventually transcend into an infinitely varying apex doppelganging predator like the Thing. Or challenge themselves by manifesting ears and becoming like it. So anyway, if you're a producer, hit me up and I'll write the script for a mimic horror movie when I'm done with this book. We could explore identity crisis and end it with the Thing becoming just like a normal person. I mean, I'm currently not much more than my biology combined with my experiences. That went too deep. I'm gonna sign off here. Actually, no, I'm tired of dancing around it. Buy my f***ing book. This thing is taking up a lot of time and I'm making it all for you guys. You might not understand this, but most of the money goes to paying artists, manufacturing, editors, reinvesting into Eldermancy for the next potential piece of content, and funding secret government projects with our taxes. At the end of the day, I'm probably going to use what I earn to buy a fish tank and maybe a shitty car because I don't have one. Alright, peace.